Hello guys, welcome back to the Red Bandit Hub. Today we're here with the first of many podcasts coming to the channel. I'm, of course, Tanner. Gathered here today with my cohorts, Bryce.
Hello.
And Austin.
What's up?
Bryce, why don't you go ahead and explain the setting?
Alright, so we are in my non-finished house. So currently around us, we're in my soon-to-be dining room, as you'd say. And it's pitch dark out. It was just raining. Smells like wood, and apparently there's bears around us. A lot of crickets are out tonight, and we're sitting by a giant window where all the cars can see us pass by. It's currently lit up by a headlamp hanging off the ceiling. And we have 3 lawn chairs on an old graded table.
Budget's great.
We got a 6-pack of the good ginger ale and crushed strawberry to keep us awake because it's currently 12:30 at night.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning at night.
So essentially this is a skeleton of a house.
Yeah. It's very echoey. Let me get a plank.
Yeah, this is what you don't see in houses.
Here.
Music to my ears.
Wood.
What y'all didn't see is the amount of dust that just floated off that wood when he slapped it together.
Yeah, I'm about to freaking nail it all.
I'm about to sneeze.
Y'all seen Spider-Man 3, that Sam Raimi movie that's garbage? The one with like Sandman and the Goblin.
It wasn't garbage, that was a masterpiece.
Yeah. I saw that when I was like a fetus.
Yeah. Well, you hitting that dust reminded me of that moment when he gets kicked into the sand graders.
I don't remember.
He just decimates.
He just gets decimated.
Well,
and it comes out and he's sand.
Yeah. They're talking about where he got flushed down the sewer thing.
Yeah.
That was like his death scene. He didn't come back after that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
He came back at the end. He fought He almost killed Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, that was like in the middle of the movie, wasn't it?
Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Spider-Man's dying!" And he's like, "Boom."
Speaking of people getting killed by sawdust, I remember when I was little, there's this kid down the street, and he was older than me, but he had a pretty rough childhood, and he made some really stupid decisions, and I was always there with him because it was awesome. I was like 6, and he got nicotine patches and caffeine patches, and and I was like 6 years old, and I got 4 caffeine patches and stuck them all over my arms. And I went home. I was like, "Mom, look at these crazy patches." I was like, my mom was like, "Holy shit! Like, get it together. Like, this is not allowed."
You're about to die, son.
Yeah, I didn't really hang out with him much after that.
I went to a gathering that my sister invited me to. She didn't invite me. She was supposed to babysit me. Austin, put that down, please.
Currently swinging a knife around. It's making everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, like a freaking retard.
Yeah.
Like, you swung the handle. Not only did the sheath come off, but I watched it slide a knuckle down.
Yeah.
On his
Also,
finger.
the sharp end is facing towards me. So.
But
Smartest thing. Speaking of death,
I went to this party, I guess it was. When I was little, I didn't know what the heck it was. I thought it was just loud and annoying. And they had brownies out. I thought they were just, normal little brownies.
oh no,
And my little fat ass crawled over there, opened up that oven and grabbed a brownie. Dude, I've never been so fucked in my life.
Were they like?
They were edibles, dude.
They were just straight up weed brownies.
They were straight up weed brownies. It was weed and a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
It wasn't weed brownies. Like someone put cakes of weed.
It was brownie weed.
Like it was crunchy. They left stems and shit all in it.
Wow.
And how old were you?
I'm gonna say it was about 7.
7.
It fucked me. My sister brought me to the hospital. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, he's gonna be fine. And she's like, "He's not gonna die." And they're like, "No, but you might get in trouble."
Yeah.
And I was sitting there.
Your 7-year-old kid's fucked up.
I was sitting there playing with the gloves, trying to put on my head, be a chicken.
Sounds about right.
I just remember thinking, like, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm 7 years old and I'm about to die.
Have you guys seen the new Game of Thrones episode?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even watch it,
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
but apparently.
Too much tits.
What?
What?
Too many tits, man.
What are you gay?
No, I
You
just
can't have too many tits.
I
Man.
like singular tit women.
Like just like one coming
Just
straight out
one.
the chest.
No, not the middle. I like symmetry.
What kind of planet do
I
you
just-
live on?
I just-
Wait,
I like women who have one side removed.
How can you have symmetry with one? That's
I like
If they
to know
have
that-
one side removed, it's not symmetrical.
I like to know that there used to be symmetry.
Oh, so the idea of something being
Like
symmetrical.
Thanos said, balance is all things should be.
But it's not balanced.
That's why the knife falls at the end.
Done at the table.
What?
You never seen the movie?
No.
Dude, you're so fucking behind.
Which movie?
Infinity War.
I didn't see it.
See?
How the hell am I the only one that's watched it? This is why Spencer needs to be here, man.
Has he watched it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think he did. Well, I mean,
He watched every one with me.
You two can talk about it while me and Bryce just sit here.
honestly, like, I don't really care for superhero movies. It's kind of like they're all like cliche. Like I like the single, like the individual ones, but when they all like merge together and have like a big cesspool of just different characters, just freaking.
Nah, see, I
being their
think
meat.
that's when the best stories happen.
I mean, I don't. I like the individual movies where it's like Spider-Man's doing his own stuff, Iron Man's escaping from prison, blowing up Arabians, like Captain America becoming Captain America. But when they all like come together and have like a three-way, I'm okay on that one.
I mean, they're good movies, though. A lot of people watch them.
Have y'all seen Captain Marvel?
No.
It was garbage, dude.
No.
I heard it was like a lot of like forced feminism down your throat, kind of.
It was like, hey, look at me. I can do this just because I'm a woman.
It's like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like neglecting the fact that like women, like you're singling out women
To try to make a point.
try to make a point
That
but the whole point is that they're equal, even though you're
making
obviously
them seem better.
it's like you're destroying equality by saying like, hey, women can do all this. They're so much better than men. It's like that's the whole point of equality. It's like,
Yeah. It's like showing that
they don't have to be better. They just have, we just have to treat them like actual people.
The way it's
Exactly.
always going to be is a competition, fellas.
Yeah, I remember in like elementary school, you'd get like the shirts where it's like, girls suck dick, and then like,
I don't think I ever got that shirt, dude.
well, I had a couple, and then like the girls would be like, boys drool, girls rule, and
Yeah.
then
So why did the girls get or why did the boys get the girls suck dick and then?
Yeah.
because girls suck dick.
But
I mean, they're not wrong.
Well, it's just, I mean, whatever.
You
You
alright
know.
over there?
yeah, fixing that bag.
Okay.
So did you guys hear about Google introducing game streaming?
No,
No.
I didn't hear about
What
that.
is
I
that?
forgot what it was called.
It's
Some-
like PlayStation's game streaming.
Yeah.
Like share play.
Yeah, kind of like that, except when so let's say you're watching a YouTube video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see like an ad for a game, like Resident Evil, for example, and you're like, I want to try that game. You click on a button that's on the video,
Uh-huh.
and it'll send you to another link in your Google Chrome or whatever, and it opens up, and through Google servers you can play it.
Just for free?
You have to. I think it's like a monthly subscription.
Oh, it's a subscription.
But well, I would assume it'd be a monthly subscription.
They just
it's not
want to let
really-
you play games.
And there might be
for
free demos.
Yeah, but that's the
Sure.
thing too. That just like that.
Like they let you
You-
play it for a certain amount of time.
So like the iPhone demos, you get like
Yeah.
all those ads.
Yeah, like how it's like through the browser.
Yeah.
That's like, but it's gonna be like with the whole game. So if you paid like the monthly subscription or whatever they're doing, you can play their games through their servers through the internet.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work, man.
But like,
that's a cool concept, but I don't think
it just ain't practical.
Yeah.
And it's like,
now watch him eat those words.
Yeah, because like, is the internet fast enough for that now?
well, especially like where I live, and like where you live, like
Yeah,
out
my
here in the
internet's
sticks. Out here in the sticks, you don't get like shit. Half my neighbors have like satellite internet, like
Yeah.
or dial up. Like it's just
My internet worked for 10 seconds.
It's like, have any of you played Smash online?
yeah.
Have you know like how there's so much input lag? Like even if you have a good connection, it's like a good half-second input delay.
Yeah.
Imagine playing a whole game like that.
Exactly. Like I feel like like any kind of fast reaction games can be out.
Yeah.
So wait, you're streaming the whole game? You're not downloading it all. You're streaming.
No, you don't download it at all.
Yeah,
It's like Netflix, but for games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
That's going to be absolute shit.
it's like the
I like the
PlayStation
idea,
thing. They have
Yeah, it's a good
game
idea,
streaming.
but we're not Japan. We don't have that much internet.
If we had like Korean internet, it might be
Yeah.
good because Korean internet's fucking amazing.
Doesn't like Norway or something have really good internet?
Sweden.
I know South Korea
Sweden.
does.
Sweden. It goes Korea, Japan, Sweden, and then the rest of the fucking world.
I think the U.S. is like 8th on the list or something.
Yeah.
It's high up there, but it's not the greatest.
But like, could you imagine?
Lowest being Africa.
Right.
Could you imagine like playing like a single player game, or like let's say you're playing like Wolfenstein, and you're
Yeah.
going through, and then you're like your internet goes out.
Yeah.
Like you can't play a single
And then what
player
would happen
game
to your
with-
progress? Like, does the
Exactly.
game stop and you lose your progress?
Well, I'm sure it has like autosave and like well,
Well,
like
if
your
it's a
power
streaming
goes out.
service, maybe you can fast forward. like the way they do Netflix.
I don't think that's how games
That's
work.
not.
But
You know, you just crank a little clock.
yeah. The game starts playing faster. Then your reaction times would be even worse.
But yeah, with like, I like the idea, but like, is it really
It's
Practical.
not practical.
practical?
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
It's the word of the day.
Yeah, but it was like a big thing a couple weeks ago. I think they released it.
It's a good concept.
I feel like it'd be super frustrating. Like this is the concept of playing a single player game and you have to require internet is pretty retarded.
Okay, you know how videos buffer, right? Like you're watching a video and it
Dude,
buffers for a
oh
few
my
seconds.
gosh.
Okay, so if a game buffers,
Yeah.
do you just
You gotta wait like an hour.
you have to
before you
wait
can even
for
play
it and then it'll plop you somewhere
It's
that
like
you're not expecting because you know the game's skipped for you.
So it's kind of like network lag,
Yeah,
like rubber banding.
it's like when you're on an online game and then
Well,
you lag and then everything happens while you're not there.
Do you? So that makes me think. Do you think they will allow you to choose what kind of like resolution you play at? Like,
To give it less bandwidth.
Or like no, I think maybe FPS.
yeah,
Stuff
exactly.
like that.
So like let's say you have like 360p,
Yeah.
like 30, and let's say you have like 1080p, 60. I don't think they're gonna offer 144.
4K 120.
Yeah, that'd be way too high to stream a game.
Yeah, like
At some point,
and I
if
think
this happens, at some point they will
Like
try 4K.
10 years into the future, we might have the technology to do that.
there's also like imagine how much bandwidth it will take up because like a lot of people like including myself have a capped bandwidth.
Yeah.
I think I read something about it that said like for like an hour a day for like a month, well, it's like exceeds the like national average terabyte limit by like 400%, maybe. I might be saying that completely wrong.
Wait, what kind of scale is this? Like nationwide or?
Nationwide, the
Okay.
average bandwidth. But I might be completely wrong.
I don't know. It's interesting stuff though.
And like, what if like what if you have to pay more to get higher resolution? So let's say it's like $10 a month starting out. And that's 720p 30 FPS. And let's say you want to pay $20 a month, you get 1080p 60.
Yeah.
And then like $30 a month is 4K 60 still.
So that's a good point. You got to think about Google's side too. They got to make enough money to pump out
Google's got plenty of money.
resolutions like that.
Yeah, but it has to be profitable.
Yeah, it's like if they're losing profit, you know, no company's gonna do that, no matter how fucking rich they are.
And like, you know, I just forgot what I was gonna say.
What I understand is, can you imagine how internet prices are going to be in the next few years? Because cable is going out the door, right?
I'm gonna say they're probably gonna go down.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, cable's gone. They have nothing to, like, band it with. It doesn't cost that much to run internet.
But it costs more to run it farther.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just to put up more stations.
But you have to think the companies that are put like Comcast, for example.
They're garbage.
If they put out a station near our house, like where I live, like would that be profitable? Because it's like out in the middle of nowhere, and they're only serving so.
There's a good amount of people out here. A lot of
not
people.
Not enough to service the whole station.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it wouldn't be profitable to be losing money.
I know the way it works in my house is, I live in a valley, and they have my internet connected to the power pole up there.
Yeah.
And they run it about 100 yards from that power pole, all the way to my garage, across the back of my garage, and into my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So throughout the winter, when it's cold and the weather's a lot more mild, my internet's perfect. The first day we hit like a 60, 70 degree day, nothing. It's garbage. It'll be on for 30 minutes, off for 3 hours.
Why do you think that is?
It's that cable. It's just how long it is too much of a space to...
But
like you just said, it costs a lot to get to go out farther. And as more weather comes in, there's just a lot more faults in that long wire.
Mm-hmm. I bet the hot weather's not good on it.
Mm-hmm.
do you think it like expands, losing like connection points?
Probably.
Because
Or the wind blows wrong, or there's a bird sitting on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like a bee touches it, just blows up
Or-
inside your house.
Yeah.
Or there's some crotchety asshole up there at Comcast like, you know what? I'm going to turn this dude's internet off.
Just to see what happens. Have a little fun.
We call about it like 3 times a year, and they're like, we can't do nothing.
Dude, I've had to call Comcast before, and it was like when my power was out.
It's,
Or no, it wasn't even my power was out. It's just like my router wasn't like connecting to the DNS, and I called Comcast and I was like, "Hey, what the freaking frack is going on? Like, I don't know. Like it's not connecting to anything." And the little Indian lady was like, "Okay, sir, we will help you." I'm like, "Oh my god, just freaking help me then."
Yeah.
45 minutes later.
Oh yeah, they put you on a hold for like an hour at a time. That's
Well, it wasn't even like hold. It was just kind of like we were talking and not getting. She's like, She was like, "Is it plugged in?" I'm like,
oh, just
"No, lady,
doing,
it's
like,
not
the
plugged in."
simplest checks they could imagine.
Yeah, it was plugged in, and then all this like simple garbage. I was like, "Listen."
It's like, okay, the
Like-
lights
it's like, well, why did I think to plug it in?
I
Silly
told her,
me.
I told her I was like, "Listen, it's not connecting to the DNS servers." She was like, "What does that mean?"
She doesn't even know what it means.
What do you mean? You don't know
You
what that
are
means?
Comcast.
I was like, "I can't connect to you. It doesn't work." She's like, "But we're on the phone right now." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me, lady? Like, please route me to someone that knows what they're talking about." And she was like, "No, hey," she was like, "Sir, there's no need to get angry." I'm like, "Okay, please direct me to someone that knows what the heck they're talking about, because obviously you don't know what is happening. Like, I don't even know how you know you're like, how are you even alive?"
Do you define DNS for me, please?
And then like they're like, "Oh, what's your social security number?"
Shit.
I'm like, "Listen, I'm just trying to connect to your servers through my router. You have my, like, the router ID number, and it's by Comcast."
Yeah.
And like I freaking told her the router ID number. Like, "Listen, this is all you need. Trust me. Like I take classes on this at school. Like I know. Like just please just port me forward or whatever you need to do." It took like an hour and a half, and like by then I had to wait another day for them to like activate it.
Yeah, bless.
So if that shit happened when I'm playing my game, especially like if I'm playing like Stardew Valley and my internet goes out,
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
I'm gonna be like, dude.
Be extra.
And you
mad,
didn't get
boy.
you didn't get just like go back to your bed and save. That's fucked.
And it's like the whole like. I don't know. I feel like
But like
because that's what I do if my internet goes out. I go and play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
It's an
I was about to say,
offline-
Stardew Valley is a single player game. You should
Yeah,
play it.
it's you can play it multiplayer now, but
Yeah.
it's just nice and calming, and it's just something to do while my internet's out.
You
Or
know,
play.
when my internet goes out,
What?
I just lay in the floor. Like I don't even get to my bed. I just lay in the floor.
Just stare at the ceiling.
No,
What can I do
Face
with my
down.
life now? Oh, face down.
Face
Stare at the
down.
floor.
I'm like just something ate me.
I don't mean to change subject so harshly, but do you guys want to talk about what we have planned in over the summer, maybe?
Shameless plugging. I'm just kidding.
I definitely the direction I want to go is similar to directions we went before, where we just pump out as many videos as we can
Yeah.
for the amount of time we're given over the summer. But with that, keeping that momentum, continuing at least a weekly schedule throughout the winter and fall and spring of next year as well.
That's hard.
I know, because like a lot of people have school and college and
Mhm.
work. But I feel like if we get enough filming done throughout the summer,
Yeah.
and then touching up things on weekends, I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I want to throw a some kind of trailer for like the artichokes
Yeah.
video that we were working on a while back. I want to throw like a trailer together. It's like just little snippets, maybe some music, make it like super dramatic, but it's
Yeah.
like retarded. Like
Well, I mean,
Um,
filming that video was retarded, dude.
yeah, but it was fun,
I got hit in the eye with a briar.
dude. I jumped into a pile of sticks and like got cut up. I had so many bruises and cuts.
Yeah.
I like shattered my kneecaps.
I was cleaning out that gas mask. For those of you who don't know, I still have that gas mask that was in like the last few of that randoms, and he was using it. But I cleaned out the gas mask, and there's like a water canteen straw that you can unhook and put into a canteen and drink from. And I was cleaning that out, and I looked at the straw. Not only did the straw get disconnected, but there was a stick that ran through the straw tube
Was it really?
and into the mask and pushed the straw out into the mask.
Oh, I didn't think anything about it. I thought that's how it was.
Nah, like that. I was like, holy crap! I had to do some surgery on it.
Yeah, dude, that day spiraled into a lot. Cause like all of it was just improv, and all of it is.
Mhm. That's basically what just.
That's how we've always been. I've never
Yeah.
really been one to script. I kind of just say, all right, we need something to happen in this scene that revolves this or that, and I usually just let everyone play off each other because we've all been good friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all worked well together.
And that's like where the best comedy comes from too, just improv.
Just spur the.
Because like if you script something, you'll think too hard about it, and then stuff can get lost. in the
Yeah,
process.
there's a lot of like melodramatic arguments.
And
Yeah.
we're not actually actors.
Yeah.
So like,
So like
Well-
if you improv, it's like kind of real emotion. Like
if it's improv, we're just being dumb.
yeah.
Mm.
But like, if we try to put acting into it, we're going to be bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we script actual scripts,
Mhm.
at least for right now.
Did you guys ever do TSA in school?
Mm-mm.
No.
I got a couple stories about TSA. We went to like a conference at the Neff Center. I was in like 6th grade, and we had to do improv. And this was the first time I ever did improv.
Improv's hard.
I thought I did pretty well for my first time.
I'm horrible at improv.
It was so awkward. Like, cause like you're not supposed to laugh. You're supposed to go with it.
Yeah.
And I just kept laughing. And I was supposed to be like a cowboy in space or some like dumb PG, like some dumb PG shit. And I was like,
I mean, how can you not laugh at
I
being
mean,
a
it was
cowboy in
funny.
space?
It was pretty funny, but like I enjoyed it. But the funny thing was, like the next week, I plagiarized a paper because I was on the I was on the website design, and you have to write a page paper every week
Oh my
on
God.
engineering.
Oh my god.
I'm in like 6th grade. I'm like, I don't know, like who I don't like.
They're
what?
making you write like 10-page essays in 6th grade.
I had to write like, we couldn't like we would use Wikipedia and stuff, but it was like all this stuff and like they're like all the teachers like, oh yeah, this is a pretty hard one. I'm like, well, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be easy, and it's because when I did it, I was with a girl that I liked, and she was the head of it. And I don't know why I liked her, but I don't know. And so she was like, yeah, you need to do it. Like, we're gonna freaking have sex if you do it. I'm like, wow. She didn't actually say that, but
She implied it.
yeah. And
Middle school thoughts.
she was in 8th grade and I was in 6th grade.
Oh shit.
And like, yeah, it was pretty rough. And then I plagiarized like the whole paper, and I didn't know about this, but if you ever paste something, you do Control Shift and then V to paste, and then what that does, it pastes without formatting, so it has no trace.
Oh yeah.
But what I did, I said Control V with the formatting, and it's changed the font.
Uh-huh.
And I get a call later that night by the teacher that leads it, and she's like, I need to speak with Bryce Vandergriff. And my parents like, it's for you. I'm like, oh.
Oh shit, you've been caught.
And she's like, listen here, all right? You either write this paper tonight or you're out. And I told her, I was like, well, I'm out. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I'm in 6th grade, lady. Like, get off my back. And then I hung up, and I went to school the next day. And I showed up to TSA still, and they all just kind of like looked at me. I felt like I was like shunned, like no one talked to me, and it was like 40 kids. Like some of them I'm pretty good friends with. None of them talked to me. None of them said anything. And I kind of sat there like I was like, as soon as I walked in, it just got silent. And they all just looked at me. I was like, sup, everybody. But then I went on to do the animation thing. That was pretty fun. We had to make a video about walnuts.
Me and Austin made an animation one time. Miss Lamb's class.
Mm-hmm.
Was it SFM?
No, it was in Adobe.
Yeah, it was in
Adobe Flash.
You know what SFM is?
Yes, sir. Source
filmmaker.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
It's like the Gmod.
Like Gmod?
shit.
Yeah, no. Like, you ever go to like /GIF on 4chan?
Yeah.
You know, like the Overwatch like porn category.
Yeah.
That's all like SFM.
No, our animation was a lot more primal. It was.
I mean, that's just pretty.
Yeah.
No. This is a solid picture
Just moving across the page.
of Sully from Monsters Inc. fighting. Who was it that we had him fighting?
I can't remember.
I know Mike Wazowski was in there too.
Yeah. It was like Sully and Mike, and it was against something. Was it one of our creations?
Probably like Thigh Man.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Hi, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, Thigh Man was the guy. He was like the main man.
Dude, I drew Thigh Man, the chicken dude, and all them on like a whim, just out of nowhere. And I'm like, wait a minute. And I looked over at Austin and I said, dude, I just made characters
Like, we would just draw random shapes and form them
into people.
into like line art character. It's the weirdest thing.
And Miss Lynn's like, y'all aren't doing your work. I'm like, bitch, I'm drawing. What the hell is this
It's like
class?
we're drawing characters for our books that we're making. Because we have to make books in this Photoshop class, apparently.
We never got to finish our book.
Yeah.
And Austin, you lost your book, man.
I did. We had a trilogy of books. And I think you have the first one, don't you?
I had the first and the prequel.
You have the first and the prequel. Someone has the third one, right?
You had the third one.
I did have the third one.
Yours was a sequel prequel.
No, mine was the second one. We were planning the third one.
Yeah.
The third installment of the trilogy.
Which
not
probably,
counting the prequel.
probably could still do without the second book, to be honest.
Yeah.
Second
But
book
that second book
Set
was
it
a
up.
work of art. And I'm so mad at myself for losing it. because I want to go back and see all that work that we put in.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
That one book that we wrote, it was like what 20 pages long, and it
covered so much ground.
It was a story.
Pages. 3 people died. Like they went back in time.
It was a Furby that was a king. We had
Those
King,
things used to scare me.
Yeah, we had King Ferb, and he was like
he
referee for a boxing match between.
No,
Dr.
he was just there.
He was just there. I thought he was like the referee.
No, he was like, you know how they do like matches in the Emperor's honor.
Yeah.
It was like for him.
Oh, okay. And then it was like Dr. Phil or something. Who was
No. Stephen Hawking.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman was in there.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, John Cena. John Cena's a robot in the second one. He was the first one he died. Bill Murray.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton was in there.
All in 20 pages.
Yeah.
Dirty Dan.
Like 20 pages of small font. Like this book took like 5 months of work, didn't it?
Yeah, and Pinhead, remember him?
Yeah.
Pinhead was a detective.
Dirty Dan.
Pinhead, and then Thigh-Man was an undercover cop and tried to stop Randy Orton. And Randy Orton, like, you know, like how people kill a chicken by like grabbing it by his neck and whipping it. Same thing as dude, like a snake. Randy Orton like had King Ferb tied to him, and he like slung his arm, and the leash whipped, and it wrung King Ferb's neck. The most gruesome scene we ever wrote in a book was King Ferb getting his neck snapped, and Miss Lamb looked at it and said, "Oh, that's harsh."
But she let it fly.
She let it fly, but she wouldn't let me. I did like oh golly, I did like an army poster. And she wouldn't let me put a picture of a man in the army with a service rifle.
Because they had a gun.
Because
it was like school policy. You can't.
It wasn't school policy. She was just
yeah, that's right.
She cried. I emailed. Well, she said that she's highly against like animals being killed and stuff. And Ryan Atkins sent me a picture of him holding a beating heart, like from a deer.
Yeah.
And I emailed her the picture, and she cried and ran out of the room. And she had someone else go in there and delete it from her computer.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
that was a few days before she separated us. And then after she separated us, she sent me to pass.
Yeah. Okay. Get this. So, our teacher. Okay. Apparently, we were too loud in that class, right? Like even just talking in normal volume. Like, you know, we're working on projects together, so we have to talk to each other.
Yeah.
But like, apparently that was a little too loud for her. And you know what she does? She moves our desks across the room from each other. Like, it was a big room,
kindergarten-esque style. Like,
yeah, it was like a big room, and she moves a couple desks to the corners of the room, and like has 4 of us like facing the wall away from everybody. Kind of like it's like a solitude prison situation.
And then she expected us to still work on our projects.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, y'all need to get your stuff done. Like, how are we going to get it done if we can't be beside each other?
It's like we were working on half of the stuff together. Now we have no.
And then we get up to go walk to the other's desk to see how like their part of the project's coming, and she's like,
You need to get back in your corner.
Yeah, I hate, like, listen, one of my biggest peeves, what I think, like, my biggest pet peeve is, like, teachers. And this is, like, with any, like, grade level, like, elementary to fucking college. I don't know about college, I haven't gone there yet. But high school. These teachers, I think that they're so entitled, and they think that they're, tough shit. And they, like...
It's like, this is my classroom, I'm gonna run.
Yeah, and they do, like, this. They make up the stupidest rules, and you get punished for the stupidest things. And it's just like, listen, lady, in about a year and a half, I'm going to be making quadruple your salary. I'm going to be paying your however much you make. Like, it doesn't even, like, just, so what if I sneezed and I heard someone sneeze and I didn't say bless you? Like, what, are you going to write me up for it? Like,
and they would.
And they do, and it's like, it's retarded.
Yeah.
Right? It's honestly retarded.
I was in a class where we wouldn't let us say bless you, because it implied that we were pushing religious standards on them.
Fuck them, dude.
And I said, I'm going to say whatever the hell I want. You can send me wherever you want me to.
Yeah. It's like, have you heard the Bible study thing? Where it's like Bible study is going to be like a required class or whatever?
All right, guys, welcome back. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with the audio. It cut out because the computer fell asleep. So we're going to hop right back into it. I'm joined yet again with Bryce.
Hello, welcome back.
And
We didn't
Austin.
leave.
And the only thing that's changed about the setting between the break is it's raining really hard. Like, really hard right now.
I don't know if it picks up on the mic,
Got
but
it.
it's...
Alright, yeah, everyone on 3, gotta be quiet. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
If you heard that, it's spooky.
Welcome
Like-
to ASMR.
Like, whatever
Wetness.
deity you believe in straight up is pissing on us. Like gallon buckets.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, this is all the government's fault.
Y'all don't believe in climate change. Now you should.
Speaking of government activities, Mars.
Oh, shit.
That's not a government thing, it's a NASA thing.
NASA.
Dude, awesome.
Are you kidding me right now? NASA's.
I'm joking.
It is a Jake.
So, what do you? We were talking about it before we pick this back up. But what do you guys think?
Well, we've had this conversation quite a few times. And, mostly said that it takes about 8 years to get to Mars.
Mhm.
So the reason why we haven't gone yet is it's kind of impractical to send someone in space on
Like
travel.
you'd have to be alone, or at least with another person, in a small little rocket for 8 years.
Well, also, how much fuel do you think we'll need, and food and stuff like that?
I mean, at a certain point, they could just cut the fuel because you'll drift all the way to Mars.
Yeah, but like there and back would be 16 years.
Yeah, but like you said,
So
the
if you
food,
send someone who's 20 years old,
they'll get there at 28.
yeah, and then let's say they get there, they instantly turn back around.
Mhm.
They'll be back home at 38,
36.
36.
36. That's crazy.
And then, like you said, you gotta account for like how much food that is and stuff. But if you put someone to sleep for that 8 years and have them just kind of,
They'd still age.
yeah,
like-
they still age, but
Well,
there'd be less resources.
what about like the cryogenic stuff, like in movies? Do that?
It'll work, but there's one problem with that. Shit's not real. I mean,
If we could freeze people, great.
and also what if like an asteroid hits it? You know?
That's true. Then you lose a person.
Like the movie,
With
Gravity.
Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
yeah,
Oh,
Passengers.
no. There it is.
Oh, that movie.
Passengers.
That movie straight booty. None of that would have happened if Chris Pratt wouldn't have been selfish. He woke her up early.
Yeah, she's hot though.
I'd wake that up.
You ever see Red Sparrow?
And then I think she was hotter in that movie than any other movie. It's because she shows her tits. I think she's very hot as Katniss Everdeen. But I like strong women.
So what if you sent a kid into
Like-
space to Mars?
Well,
So like
like an 8-year-old.
a young kid. So when they get there, they'll be like in their teens, right? And they'll have the mental capability of reading instructions and being able to colonize or whatever they want them to do. But then that arises the question: is it ethical to send a kid up to space?
And also it raises the same question. If they go to Mars and they're set up on Mars, would we want to bring them back home?
Would they want to come back home?
That's someone's child, you know?
Yeah.
They'll never see their home again.
Not if it's like a random sperm bank kind of deal.
That's still...
But there's still like records of where the kid came from. It's like
It's still pretty. There's also like engineers can now modify genes by splicing DNA, and that's a big thing. But like, what if we as genetically, let's say, we have the capability of producing a lab baby, and we send them to space? Would that still be unethical?
I think so.
You think so?
It's a human life.
But the whole purpose of that child that was made is to go into space and
figure out this stuff.
Yeah, but what if they don't want to?
Yeah. It's like it's still a human being. It's like, you know. It's,
See, the difference between us and animals is we have free will. Like, we actually have the brain capacity to stop and think, hey, do I actually want to do this?
Yeah. And even if you genetically make a baby, it's like, it's still a baby. It's still someone's creation. It's like, it's still a human life.
I mean, shit. If I was
So we
making-
sent apes
okay.
to Mars.
But they wouldn't be able to do anything there. It's just.
Dude, we already know apes can communicate. You guys remember Coco? I mean, she can talk, and now all of her offspring can talk. And that orangutan can talk. They can communicate with each other. So how about we just teach a whole colony to talk? Send them to space and let them colonize Mars for us. And then we just go there and live with them.
But you ever see like Planet of the Apes?
That's what I was thinking.
They're gonna be like, and then like start like fucking like genociding all the
But
humans.
you know the difference
Yeah,
is?
they're gonna turn against us because they're like, hey, those stupid humans sent
They
all the
sent
apes up
us
to
here,
Mars.
and we didn't want to go. Fuck the humans, and then they're gonna be like, they're gonna like develop like machine guns, like
Yeah.
space lasers, and then
It's
like.
like now we're gonna come back and fuck the humans up.
Yeah, but you know what? We have nukes. We'll just fucking flatten them.
You
and
can't just nuke Mars. That's not how that works.
Nah,
can.
when they're flying back to come get us, you nuke them mid-flight.
mid-flight. So there's just a nuke going off in space.
How would that work?
I'm not even going to get into it because I'll be proved wrong by someone else, man. Space is a vacuum, and as far as I know,
That'd like
the
create-
physics of a bomb wouldn't happen the same.
It'd be like an implosion instead of an explosion, right?
Or like, you know how things fly forever in space?
Yeah.
It's like, if you set off a nuke in space, would like, the nuke just, like the nuke particles would just keep going.
Like the fallout,
Yeah.
I think it would just constantly expand. Like, you know how
Yeah,
See-
that's what I'm saying.
you know how you see like the big flash expand and then go in, and it's done.
Yeah.
I think that flash will just continue going.
Because there's nothing to stop it,
Eventually, just oh lord.
right? Like, it would come to
Then
reach us.
eventually, all it would have left to do is develop the whole universe in this big flash of a boom.
This storm's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You can definitely hear this through the mic.
It's good. It's like ASMR.
Yeah.
Hey.
See, we're pandering to all sorts of audiences.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot.
That's hot. I mean, that's pretty hot. ASMR is hot.
What do you
But
guys?
space is pretty weird.
Dude, space is freaking crazy.
The one time in school that blew my mind is when my teacher explained how big
Yeah.
the universe was.
Yeah.
And
But like,
like,
I still can't wrap my head around how it's infinite. Like, how does that even? It doesn't make sense. How it just doesn't
What?
stop.
Isn't it
Keep
all like
going.
theoretical?
It's theoretical,
but
but like
there is
it,
no end.
yeah.
And that's proven. Because if there was an end, what would be there?
Yeah. So
Like
like, even if
wall?
it isn't infinite, even if it isn't infinite, if we reach
Like,
the
you know
end
what I
of
mean?
space,
Like think about that. Nothing does. There's not a lack of something.
what's past the end of space?
Let's see, but that's the thing with like the Big Bang Theory. You know how it came from a central point and it's constantly expanding.
Yeah.
You can get to that edge, and then it's literally like you have to be going faster than
Faster
the Big
than
Bang.
light. Yeah.
So let's say you're going faster than it, and you get to the edge. It's literally
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
Think about this.
if there's anything past that, what would it be? If there's anything past that.
Because look, when you find nothing, it becomes something.
Right. Like there's no such thing as nothing because
need to
nothing.
stop.
Nothing
no,
becomes
we,
something.
this is good. This is good. I like
We're
this.
gonna-
This is the
break
stuff that this is the shit that keeps me up at night. I'm not gonna lie.
No, we should say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
When you find something, when you find nothing, it becomes something.
Yeah. So is there really a true nothing then?
Think about this. All right, so you know how like hero movies they set stakes for the heroes, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the world could end or the country could get blown up.
They're always preventing something.
Yeah. Imagine someone preventing the stop of existence. Like preventing existence as a whole. Like nothing will exist when they're done. Ever.
Okay.
Well, think about that. That would be the stakes.
Well, then that leads into
That leaves nothing.
that leads into what happens when you die. Is it nothing? Is there something?
It could be. I mean, nobody knows.
I mean, there's got to be something.
Because I was watching the Eric Andre show, right?
Of all things, scientific.
And you know that scene where he invites a guy with a goatee on, and he's like a little hipster guy, and he comes in and starts freaking out and like shitting on Eric Andre, and starts crying. He gets really angry, and he's like, some guy said something that he was an atheist. I might have gotten the wrong interview, but someone on the Eric Andre show says that he's an atheist and that.
I think I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
And that the he like says that he quotes somebody, and the quote is that when you die, your brain's still active for a few minutes.
But time is relative or something like that, right?
I don't know about that, but he says that like your brain is functioning for a few minutes, and you're kind of in like a dream-like state.
Yeah.
Since your body's shut down, it expands your dream state.
Yeah.
Forever.
For like at least like I don't know if it's forever, but a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you die, do you just go into like a fever dream where you see like a bunch of clowns like freaking out, or like you're on a bridge or like something crazy?
For like a near infinite amount of time.
But
He said something like that.
yeah, something like really weird.
Yeah. And then like, if you could reach the end of that state,
Then like I guess it's nothing. You're just
but what's not like we don't understand what nothing is.
black, just black all around you, and you're not even
Like-
like a thing.
Imagine the absence of light, the absence of hearing, the absence of feeling, the absence of emotion. Just pure
The inability
nothingness.
to think, speak, act.
So
To feel,
It's
to-
basically like you're becoming a vegetable. So
A vegetable that doesn't exist.
being a vegetable is basically the equivalent of being dead. Right?
I mean,
I think the term vegetable is relative.
yeah.
Because,
Okay, so like,
Stephen Hawking was technically in a vegetative state.
well, he was still smart. Like he
No,
still
he
had,
was just paralyzed.
Yeah.
He had a I think he had ALS.
yeah. He was still like aware of everything that was happening.
He definitely wasn't.
Near
a
the
vegetable.
end, he couldn't like breathe for himself or anything.
Well, it sucks to suck.
But he was still thinking. He was still doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. I don't know. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Or like think about, speaking of nothing, it's like what is the space between atoms? Like, you know, there's nothing there, right?
Because it's not air.
It's not air. It's
The
nothing.
air is made of atoms.
Yeah.
So then what?
What's that little? What's
I've
that?
never thought about that.
Yeah. It's like, okay, atoms make up everything we have, but they can't
Subatoms.
they can't really touch each other, right?
Well,
Like-
speaking of nothing, while speaking of nothing, have y'all seen the new Hellboy movie? That shit's garbage.
Hey, we're in like a deep atom conversation.
That was a pretty harsh subject change.
I don't know, man. I don't know what atoms are. I mean,
And then think about what's
I guess
smaller.
it'd be quartz, wouldn't it?
What's smaller than a quark? Like, what are quarks made of?
They're
Or
not.
are they not? Are they not made of anything? Are they just the
they're
only
like,
thing?
They're like there.
Yeah. But they just exist, right?
Don't we all?
We do, but there's things smaller than
Listen,
us.
quartz are out here just trying to live their life, and you sit here overanalyzing them. They don't need that shit right now.
Speaking of that,
They're just stressed out.
you guys ever think of how like society doesn't really matter? Like,
What do you mean?
so everything that's been constructed, everything, the rules, physical products have come from a human.
Right.
And before that, humans just did whatever the fuck they wanted.
Right.
Like they had like cavemen.
We were basically animals.
They just kind of ran around and did
That's
stuff.
what separates us from animals. Organization.
Exactly. But at the same time, money is worthless unless it's given value by
Yeah.
humans.
We give it worth.
Exactly.
If everybody accepted that money didn't need to be a thing anymore.
But then what would limit the purchasing of like resources?
Exactly.
You can-
That's what makes us human.
No, it's all about convenience because you can go out and get those resources,
Yeah.
right? You can.
I don't think I personally can go out and dig coal.
Exactly.
You can put the time in and figure out how to make a coal mining operation for yourself.
But you still need to pay for like licensing and stuff like that.
Exactly, but imagine if like none of that was a thing.
Well, it wasn't, and then by the industrial age, this whole planet was black. And then now their money is a lot more valuable, or not more valuable. Money is a lot more.
We can use it for a lot more things.
The
Right.
expansion of how we use our money
Yeah, that's what I'm
towards stuff like resources. Money is now used to limit people's purchasing of resources.
Yeah.
That way we don't use them up in one go. Because if something costs a lot, not a lot of people can get it. Regardless of how hard you work.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
If you're not going to make $1 billion in your lifetime, then I'm sorry, you can't buy $1 billion worth of coal.
I think I'm just getting to that like late night wooziness. What time is it? 2 o'clock in the
2
morning.
in the morning? Oh my god.
I think like my brain's just kind of like getting to places that I'm not even like fabric. It's like half baked thoughts.
Shower thoughts.
Yeah.
Dude, it is shower thoughts. We're getting showered on.
But it's just, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how we as a society have developed to the point where things, like if I gave money to a caveman, he would be like, okay, cool.
Well, he wouldn't
what's
say
this
that.
weird
He'd just be
paper-
like, ugh.
What's
Yeah.
this weird substance that this other human gave me?
So it's
But see, prior to money, it was trading. They would just trade shit. They'd be like, you want this goat?
you go.
I got a goat. I'll trade this goat for like,
Couple bales of hay.
yeah, for that bale of hay over there.
Yeah.
So I think it's in human nature
yeah.
to give and take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this just set a way for everyone to be able to give and take by their own right.
It's the most fair way to.
It's
get
more fair
something.
than saying, well, I'm going to give this dude a loaf of bread for his goat because his goat looks pretty, but I'm not going to give you a loaf of bread for your goat because your goat's ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we have pension and money, they'd be like $30, regardless of who's buying.
Yeah. That's a lot to take in. I got
I made a 118 in my history class.
But let's move on from politics because we just it's
Very heated debate about
yeah.
that.
All right. Borderlands 3's coming out pretty soon in
Oh,
September.
Yes.
The game looks so good, dude.
What do you
It
guys
looks
think?
beautiful.
Like, I grew up playing Borderlands, right? I was a little baby when the first one came out.
Yeah.
I remember when the first one came out. You know how? All right. So you know, I don't mean to interrupt, but
You go ahead.
Yeah.
you know how the Psycho has like the bullet, like the fingers on his head, and it's
Yep.
like the splatter.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm never gonna buy that game because it looks like I was a little very
Yeah.
little kid.
It looks too scary. For
I
me.
was like, I don't like suicide, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
And then I got Borderlands. I never played the first one, but I got Borderlands 2 on sale for like
I never
$5.
played the first one either.
I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, what
Yeah.
am I doing? You know? And I remember telling my dad. I told my dad, I was like, I'm never gonna buy that game because I mean, like, look at it. It has suicide. Like that's
Yeah.
that's bad.
Not
That's
funny.
not
It's
good.
not you.
That's bad. No, you can't do
Yeah.
that. And dude, it's like not. It's such a.
It's fun.
I'm pumped for Borderlands 3.
Dude, think about Borderlands 2 has like thousands and thousands of gun combinations.
Yeah.
Like just imagine how much 3's gonna have. Like based on how much you can do.
Dude.
Or like all the different strategies you can go through the missions with whatever guns you have.
Ever since I saw, I'm replaying Borderlands 2 after I saw the gameplay for Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
And they added sliding. And I never realized how much of a big deal sliding was until I started to try to do it in Borderlands 2. I was like, why isn't this a thing? Like I keep like trying to slide, but it's like not working. I was like, wow, this is gonna be great.
It would be very helpful.
It's also like I didn't watch the whole thing, but apparently there's like space travel or something.
Well, there's space travel in the prequel, which is an awful game.
I didn't buy it. I've never.
But yeah, there's probably space travel. The best part of Borderlands is the co-op. If we're all being totally honest with ourselves.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't like.
That environment's too ludicrous to experience by yourself. It's better to laugh at things with friends.
I understand that, but like online MMO games like the Elder Scrolls Online. I thought it was like, oh dude, it's just like Skyrim but online. Like sweet, that'd be awesome. And I liked it because you have like it was completely different. You had different skill trees, different upgrades, all this stuff. But when I was going through a dungeon, some random guy came in that was like a level like 50, wiped out the whole dungeon for me. I'm like, and that took all the fun out for me.
Yeah.
Cause like I didn't get any of the XP, I didn't get any loot.
It's like having someone do something for you is kind of like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve all this progress.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time because there's not an option. At least I didn't find it to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I play Borderlands, it's always a constant rush to get the best gun. Like if I go to the loot crate and the best gun's right there and my friend grabs it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's not how. A lot of times they'll give you 2 or 3 or 4 if there's 4 people in it. Like it's never just one.
But I want client side drops. I don't want everyone gets the same drops. Like if I open a gun crate and there's a bazooka, I want each one of us to have a different kind of bazooka. I don't want.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna probably try
Like
to do
it'd be
something
from
like
the
that
same
in
chest.
Borderlands 3.
I mean.
Borderlands 2, it might not even been like a similar type of gun.
Yeah.
But let's say you got like a legendary sniper rifle. Oftentimes, if Austin was right behind you, he got spit out like a legendary LMG. Like they just tried to equal out the loot for everyone.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of loot stealing, and it's not perfect because it's an old game. But if they tried it in Borderlands 2, and they also did it in the prequel, then I'm positive that they probably have it perfected in the third one.
Yeah, I hope so. That's my biggest complaint with it. But other than that, I don't really care.
I mean, I see that, but a lot of times too, like if you're playing with friends, you're not playing with randoms.
Yeah.
You usually care about each other. You're like, hey, I got that gun last time. You got it.
Yeah, you can
Well,
compromise with people.
Last time, dude, people that I've played with,
Well, you got some dicks for friends.
yeah, they don't care at all. Like they'll just take all the loot, and I'm sitting there. I'm like level 3, and they're like level 25.
Yeah.
And we're still playing the same missions. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't do anything.
I still got this pistol.
Yeah, but I don't know. As long as I'd like the co-op if it was client side drops. But I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be really pretty.
I'm just gonna hopefully I can be able to run it.
Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be one I just break down and get on console.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about saving up over the summer and building another computer.
I might just upgrade the one I have.
Yeah, well,
Where it can run like VR and stuff.
Yeah, I do. Have you seen the new VR that's coming out that Steam's releasing?
I saw that.
Is it part of the Vive set?
No, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, it's the nunchuck pressure controller,
Uh-huh.
so you can control your fingers, and it has
Yeah.
like a different. And it's like, I think it goes up to 144 hertz for your screen.
Oh, nice.
Does it have bigger resolution
Yeah,
per eye?
yeah,
So it's better than the Vive and everything.
yeah. But it's like $1,000 for the
Yeah.
whole set.
Like the Vive was 500 to start. Or it started.
yeah.
It started at 600, and they dropped it to 500. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Because I've used the Vive, and I can see what they call like the screen door, and like I couldn't even read the text.
Yeah.
I was using my friends because maybe he had it set up weird or something.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even read any of the words. And I used like the knob to change the focus, and I tried to do it, and it's just like the
It's
rest.
just hard to find that.
I just couldn't read the stuff.
It's just that smallest bit too blurry to
Yeah.
have text on the screen.
I mean, I still enjoyed it. It was so fun, but like I wasn't really.
Yeah, like gameplay is really fun with VR.
Yeah.
It's just you have the issue of resolution's not up there.
PSVR. Pretty fun. I could read the words on PSVR.
I've never tried it.
I was really. I have a VR system. Austin has it right now, but PSVR works pretty well. I was able to read the words on mine. Maybe my eyes are so broken that I can see, but I was just pleasantly. I thought it was gonna be garbage. To be honest, it was on sale for Black Friday. I'm like, you know what?
How much was it?
Well, like normally it runs for $200,
Oh, really?
$300,
That's it?
and it was on sale for like $150.
Oh,
I got a pretty good deal.
speaking of cheap VR, me and Tanner were at Target today, and we saw the Nintendo Switch Labo VR.
Oh, yeah.
Guess how much it is?
How much?
$40.
$40.
That's it.
That's not bad.
And then I just threw it in my mouth. So apparently you can play. There's a little snippet in Mario Odyssey that you can play in, and then the whole game of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, you can play in VR.
You can play the entirety of Zelda. in VR.
That's just what I've heard. I don't know how true it is.
See, but you have to use the Switch's screen for VR.
Yeah,
And
I don't know how
it
it
runs
works.
at like 720p
yeah.
per
It's not
eye.
1080?
Divide that in half. No, the Switch is 720 when it's in a handheld mode.
Oh wow!
So when you
Yeah.
put the
So you're looking at an iPhone VR.
yeah, so when you put the screen in and you're playing a game like that,
Well, have you ever watched porn on iPhone VR?
No, I don't think I have.
Can't
It's
say I
pretty
have.
magical, dude.
Is it now?
Yeah, I have one of those ViewMasters.
The ones that you slide your phone in?
No. It's like it's for you remember like those little wheel things, and you had the little binoculars,
Oh.
and you get the
Yeah.
little wheel
Like the
things, and you click it.
dinosaurs?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it had
yeah, yeah.
dinosaurs and like different things like that. That's called a ViewMaster. And they released a VR one, and you can buy these little discs and like the little circles, but you put them down, and it's like the Eiffel Tower. And you like look around. You can go on like Google Maps and look around. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But also, you can, go on the good old incognito mode, slap that baby in. It's a different experience. I'll say that much.
It's like you're actually there with them.
It's also really weird. Like it's more uncomfortable. But
I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I feel very uncomfortable with how porn is. I don't know if that's just a me thing.
oh, you don't like two girls, like shitting
No, I
on
just
each
don't.
other and
I just don't
eating
like.
it?
I don't
Yeah.
like the concept of porn at all.
Oh, you watch Two Girls, One Cup too?
I don't really like. I don't know. I just don't like the concept of like porn. I
It's
think
like-
really I don't like the concept of meaningless sex. If that makes any sense.
I guess.
And then, or being videotaped while having sex.
Yeah,
Or
that's
getting
also
paid to
really
do
weird.
that.
Well, even if they get paid to do that, I just don't. I don't like it.
It's like that's another person that you're watching get slammed.
Like,
Yeah.
that's someone's daughter.
And you're
is what I
enjoying
think.
it with
Yeah.
your dick.
I think that's someone's daughter.
Yeah.
And it's also weird. It's also like I think it's really weird when they blur the faces out.
Oh no.
That makes it even. That's
It
like
makes
the
it it makes
worst.
it like Red Room shit.
Yeah, and that's kind
Or
of
like when she like likes it rough and she's getting hit and stuff. I'm like, oh, stop, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like
So
they,
some
and,
people
like,
like
they
it,
can
though.
be into it, but it's like it's a person.
I don't know, I think honestly, just as a person, I'm just not there anymore. You know. When I was younger, I was all about it because I was young. But me now, I'm just. I don't know. I'm still fairly young. I just feel like an old man.
You're like a 60-year-old trapped in a 20-year-old body.
Yeah. I've been pretty rough to my damn body, fellas. I can't hardly roll over without popping something, a vertebra.
I mean, I just popped my leg. Did you hear that?
I
It's
mean,
only going to get worse from here.
that's all I got though.
What, VR porn?
Yeah, that's basically what I've been leading up to.
Instead of throw that.
From
no,
the
I have a
concept of
vibe
space, death, going to Mars, teachers being stupid,
to politics.
to politics, very long politics.
Yeah, that was a little
I
too long.
apologize about that, fellas.
I mean, I had to get it out.
This is a vocal conversation. If we don't get it out now, it'll be hit later.
It
Later
was fun.
in the podcast season.
Yeah. Well, yeah, politics always comes back up.
Yeah.
We just need someone with like maybe a different view.
I'd like that. Well, eventually.
But they seem to, like they need to be civil about it.
Oh no, yeah.
We don't
It's
need
like
someone
we
getting up
don't need
here.
on, we don't need someone on here who's like, "Arr,
We don't
fuck
need
everything."
someone reading in the mic. Going,
Yeah.
Of course, but that's what the future episodes are for. We're always gonna. This is just our pilot to kind of just get our points across. But I think in the future we're gonna have very special guests on, for sure.
You think we should just cover real fast what we plan for the future of this channel before we wrap up?
Jim, we talked about that.
I mean, we did, but like
All right,
the
go ahead.
actual future of this channel.
Go ahead. It's all you.
Well, as of the moment, fellas, unfortunately, Matthew Wolford is not with us anymore. I mean, he's not dead, but
He just made him sound like he freaking died.
he just moved on to a different part of his life. He might be back, he might not, but as of right now, the my co-owners are the ones talking to you guys right now. Bryce and Austin. Us three are kind of the ones heading this whole thing. And of course, we have a whole crew behind us. We have more crew than I ever had. Me and Matt ever had trying to run it.
Yeah.
And a lot of talent amongst this small group. We plan to pump out as much as we can. We plan to actually kind of try to make something of this as opposed to just being around. I do appreciate you guys listening to this podcast, though.
Yeah, if you made it this far, holy shit. I don't know what you're doing, but get a life.
Kudos.
They probably just put it on for some background noise.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna play this in mental asylums.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're
and-
not crazy.
Go
Be
ahead
clear.
and get excited for what's coming up this summer. Hopefully we can get stuff put up not too far behind this. We stream a lot on Twitch. What's our Twitch plug? Austin? Is it just Red Bandit Hub still?
Is it Red Bandit Hub or the Red Bandit Hub? There'll be a link.
Oh hell no. Yeah, we'll just put a link to our Twitch. Put a link to Bryce's Twitch and Austin's Twitch as well.
Yep.
And my personal Twitch, of course.
But we're all. Anytime I stream, it's gonna be affiliated with Red Band Hub. I
Right.
am now a active participant, kind of like like Vsauce,
Yeah.
not Vsauce.
Vine sauce.
Vine sauce.
Vinny
Like-
and Joel and all
Yeah, that's kind of what, something like that.
that. Yeah.
Well,
Like Red Bandit is.
it's
the-
a hub. It's a hub channel.
It's
The
a
thing,
hub, and then
but
we're the
then-
branches.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitch has that shadowing thing, and I've got everyone's channel. I believe that Twitch that streams, where you guys get shadowed as soon as you start streaming.
Posted.
So if anyone's following
Oh, I see
Red Bandit Hub, they can
You see
just,
that lightning?
There's lightning.
Yeah, that's
in the
crazy.
background. But if anyone's following the hub and you want to see someone else stream, you don't know if they're streaming, it'll show up.
It'll pop up.
It's like what Soviet Womble and all them do. The ZF clan, you know them?
Yeah.
They all shadow each other and stuff.
Yeah, and maybe in the future we'll live stream some podcasts.
That's kind of the goal. But we need some internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm at, I don't even have service. I'm on my phone. So.
Might need to upgrade from the sticks, fellas.
One day.
Well, I believe that's it for me, fellas. How about y'all? Anyone got
that's
anything
all
to say?
think
All
that's
right,
it.
well,
That's it.
I thank y'all for sticking with us far yet again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that big old red subscribe button,
Or follow button, depending on
or wherever this is.
wherever you are.
We're not gonna beg for it, but it'd be nice.
Please subscribe.
I mean, it might be something in it for you,
We need revenue.
and that's the goal.
Yeah. Stay tuned for future episodes.
Don't feel scared to share with your friends because you can make fun of us with them.
Or, don't share with your friends and not judge us on our views. Just
Check
kidding.
us out on Instagram, Red Bandit Hub. Same plug, fellas. We post some. I mean, it's just stupid shit, but. Well, everyone have a great night.
See ya.
See you guys.
Oh.